debate topic. Boruto in his time skip in base would absolutely dog and shit on Hisugaya in a fight.
We're talking about the same Toshiro Hitsugaya, right? This is not a fan-made one he's talking about. Let's keep listening.
I am dead ass. My first reasoning on why Boruto would absolutely slam Hisugaya is because his temperatures of ice do not reach Rukia's level, and she can reach absolute zero.
I'm for sure that we did not watch the same thing. He said she doesn't scale to it, which makes no sense, because if she doesn't scale to it, she would have died immediately. On top of that, she had just gotten this power, and instead it'll take 10 years to master the new power you get, which is your Bankai. Just like Shinobi, whenever they get a new ability, they have to constantly train it to make it stronger. So the argument makes no sense. Also, Toshiro's ice is significantly colder than absolute zero. But I'll get to that later. Let's continue to see what he has to say.
For this movie, it was said that with that little bit of chakra that Momoshiki had absorbed, he made jutsu rain on Naruto and Sasuke and the Kages as if the world was ending, and the jutsus were crimson flames, lightning that split heaven and earth, absolute 0-degree blizzard. So
Momoshiki can survive to absolute zero on a 3-dimensional scale. But I'm pretty sure if a character used a 4th-dimensional scale of absolute zero, because just so you know, it's not just the temperature that's absolute zero, but the power behind it also is there. Which again, Rukia is a 4th-dimensional to 5-dimensional power and being. And Momoshiki is still 3-dimensional. Every character in Naruto just has 3-dimensional power and 3-dimensional beings. Stated by Kishimoto verbatim. And that the only one who's ever transcended and has more power like that is Shibai. And that people who transcend to higher dimensions leave their physical body behind and have a spiritual body. Which Momoshiki, Ishiki, Jigen, Boruto, everybody still has a physical body. So where has it ever been shown or stated that Momoshiki can survive a 4 or even a 5D absolute zero attack? He can't, because he will die. But let's continue.
Stronger than people like Kaguya and Fused Momoshiki and even Jigen, who is stronger than both of those two. Kaguya can casually spin, destroy, and create her time spaces that are each the size of Naruto's universe, because the first time space she ever moved was the Naruto universe.
Yamamoto, who uses Zaka no Tachi, which is his Bankai, is able to quite literally destroy the Soul Society, an entire universe. Senjimaru, who's significantly stronger than Yamamoto, can do that to 3 worlds. 3 separate time spaces, casually. Again, just by powering up. Not even wanting to do that to the universes, again, just passively. Now you have the Royal Guard, who are significantly stronger than them in base. Again, the base of these Sternritters, the Royal Guards of Yhwach, can beat someone who's able to literally destroy all 3 worlds. Again, just by existing. That is not including them using their Volstendig. Now, this is what Gerard looks within his Volstendig, when he uses his power called the Miracle. This power constantly makes him stronger and stronger. Any damage he takes just makes him, again, stronger and stronger. You could kill him, and it'll bring him back to life, and guess what? He'll get stronger from that. And do you see his sword right here? His sword is called Hoffnung. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But it is a sword of the people's hope. When it breaks, there will be despair. Every single time the sword takes damage by a certain person, damage is reflected back onto that person. You know this is the case when he says Hoffnung has been chipped, he immediately took damage.
People are also going to talk about how he can freeze concepts. I'm very iffy about that. And even if he can freeze a concept, it's not affecting Boruto because he doesn't scale higher than him. And Boruto's bag is huge. He's going to be teleporting circles around Toshiro, blitzing him. I forgot to mention that Boruto gaps anybody in Bleach in terms of speed. He's gonna melt Hitsugaya's ice with his lightning style.
First off, let me just say no one in the Narutoverse is faster than characters within Bleach. Maybe the very early stages of Bleach, but not the later stages, the later arcs. Unfortunately, no one, and I mean no one, within Naruto is 1,000 times faster than the speed of light. Again, very unfortunate. While Ichigo, just Soul Society Ichigo, like post Soul Society, is 1,000 times faster than the speed of light. And if you want to scale on that, I can absolutely do so. But yes, he can 100%, freeze concepts, it's stated. He can also freeze the powers of said thing. When Hoffnung was literally cut, as we know that the power and concept was hope. And with that hope, gave it the power to reflect basically the damage on it back to the opponent. You fool, have you forgotten when Hoffnung is damaged, if it's frozen, all matter ceases to function. All of your hope has stopped functioning. So then Gerard, I shall crush you with a torrent of power without any supernatural functions. A Quincy Bow, huh? That decision was a bit too late and uses the 4-element freeze. So something that is natural or even supernatural can be stopped, and the activity of said thing ceases to function. And it freezes earth, wind, fire, and water. So how would he be able to burn this ice when it will literally cease to function, whatever that fire or energy is? The only thing Gerard had was his physical body. That's all that he could do. He could not use any energy attacks. He could not use any of his swords or anything because all those things cease to function on a 4 to 5 dimensional scale, which Boruto does not scale to. Now, to just put this in all perspective, the moment you grab Hitsugaya or get too close to Hitsugaya, you instantaneously freeze a lot better and a lot worse than Rukia's Bankai Absolute Zero. He puts out Absolute Zero because you instantaneously freeze the moment you touch him. Again, which is what Absolute Zero does. So no, Hitsugaya does not lose to Boruto. Boruto has no win con of any sort. Whatever energy attack he wants to use will just cease to function, regardless if it's fire, wind, earth, whether or not it's supernatural. Again, all things will cease to function. And the only thing that he could do was use his physical attacks. But Boruto is not Gerard. He cannot come back from the dead. He cannot reassemble his body when it's literally in pieces. So Boruto will lose this 100 out of 100 times.